Alright, so the title of this segment is called Things You Like. I don't know what Hisao really likes other than the fact that he likes to read books, and we're still at RIN's route in case you all don't know. So far I think it's okay. Nothing really eventful has happened, except for maybe Hisao looking at himself in the mirror, trying to know who he is, so what kind of person he is. So yeah, let's continue with this playthrough. Having exhausted the books Kenji lent me in just a few nights, I go back to the library, deeming it a safer alternative for getting my reading fix. I return the books he has stolen while I'm at it, to Yuko's delight. I don't tell her where I got them though. Wow, you sure read a lot, don't you? Yeah, I guess I do. I mean, I do. Even if I think it's weird, I think I might have a reading problem. Maybe I'm a junkie. No, I didn't mean it that way. It's not weird at all. And being addicted to reading is a lot better than being addicted to something else. What? Yeah, I know. It was a joke. I smile at her reassuringly and drop the books on the counter so Yuko can check them out. I feel tired, so I sit down in the vacant chair in front of her desk. While Yuko goes through the modest pile of reading material I found, I let my gaze wander around the library. At the tables, a pair of girls is chattering in hushed tones rather than working on their homework. The short-haired one notices me looking in their direction and waves at me. When I raise my hand back, they glance at each other and giggle in unison. I'm not sure how I should feel about that, so I decide it's a good thing. Well, they're just teasing you, so don't worry. The one who waved at me has a horrible case of epilepsy. Okay, I saw her having an attack a few days ago. It was one of the most disturbing and scary things I've seen in a very long time. Yet there she is, happily chirping away about whatever, as if she doesn't have a care in the world. You know, this school is really something else. Yuko raises her eyes from the books she was going through, slightly startled. She adjusts her glasses and puts on a nervous, confused smile. What do you mean? I don't really know how to explain it. It's just that everyone's so active, or how should I put it? Unique, special. It's not just the festival thing, I think, even though I haven't been here that long, but it's everything. People talk more, work harder, and just are more than in any other school I've seen before. I'm struggling for words, but it feels like I'm speaking honestly. This school feels so alive. Okay. I think this choice should be pretty straightforward. I mean, it's really ridiculous to say that it makes me feel like I'm stuck. That's pretty negative to say, right? Obviously, you want to go for something positive. So yeah, it's refreshing, you know. Sure, there were some people like this in my old school too, but not as many. And it feels more intense somehow. I think if I had to pin it down to one thing, that the students here really appreciate going to school. I don't think that's a bad thing. Well, I'm not saying it's bad. Yeah, me neither. Suddenly I realized that I've just been babbling my thoughts to Yuko out of the blue. It's okay, it's good to let it all out, whatever you're thinking, just think it out loud. It's good. She's a bit of a jumpy person, so I fear I might have made a bad impression. Don't worry about Yuko. She's that kind of person, always gets started over everything. She's looking at me with what I hope is curiosity rather than horror, so I figure she's alright. Sorry for suddenly talking about weird stuff like that. I didn't mean to trouble you. Oh no, it's not troubling. I'm happy to listen if you feel like talking. It makes me feel a little reliable too. Yuko smiles sweetly and a little bit ironically at that. I respond with a thankful smile of my own. As she pushes the neat stack of books across the counter, I stand up and gather them in my arms. Here you are. Thank you. I guess we'll be meeting each other again. Please come here anytime. Yuko's kindness is heartwarming. You can count on it. See you later. Let's go see Rin right now. Yeah, please do. This is a really quick one, so let's go see Rin now. And what? I think this is only like 5 minutes. The morning of the track meet greets me with a brilliant sunshine from a crystal blue sky. Oh, okay, we're going to watch Amy's track meet. So maybe scenes from Amy's route will be kind of repeated here. Yeah, seeing Amy dash, and the only difference is, well, we are watching it with Rin, just like we did Amy's route, except that in here we are cheering for Amy along with Rin, together enjoying ourselves, having a good time with Rin. Alright. While I leisurely stroll through towards the track, I decide this is a good sign. Of what? I'm not sure. This event isn't as exciting for me as it seems to be for a large portion of the student body. I'm even less interested in watching sports than I am in participating, but cheering for Amy is a good cause. Yeah. I'm not expecting this to be any sort of amazing and spectacular experience, but it can't hurt. I'll probably be spending time reading while cooped up in my room otherwise. When I approach the bleachers, I spot Rin emerging from the crowd right before she spots me. Hi Rin, you came. Of course, I said I would, didn't I? That doesn't necessarily imply that you have to follow through. That's what people say things and don't mean them. Well, kind of true. well, I don't. Rin shrugs. Seemingly bored with our conversation, she turns on her heel and heads back towards the stands. So, are you excited about this? I bet Rin's gonna say, I don't know. Are you? Not really. Okay. Me neither. Huh? Now Hisao is getting weird too, Then why did you come? Because of you, Rin. Why did you? She doesn't reply at all, so I decide not to either. Monkey see, monkey do, okay? Do exactly as Rin does. We enter the bleachers and Rin nods upwards. Up there. Rin leads the way and soon we've settled down on an almost empty bench. And there we go, Mrs. Ibarazaki, Amy's mother. Yeah, this is a bit like deja vu. We kind of saw this before in Amy's route, so been a while, Mrs. Ibazaki. There's an older woman sitting next to Rin. Someone's mother, I assume. Well, I think we've been through this part before, but anyway, we'll just go through this. She's got rather long hair done up in a braid. On seeing Rin, she gives her an oddly familiar seeming grin. Well, this is surprising. I thought you went to get a snack, not a boy. Yeah, I've read this part before, but it's okay. Huh? This is no good. The woman laughs at Rin and shakes her head, apparently unable to find a comeback for that. I know the feeling. Well, I suppose you've always been one to go out for one thing and bring back another. But I'm being rude. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Meiko Ibarazaki. I'm sure that if you know this girl, you've at least met my daughter too. Pleased to meet you. Meiko Ibarazaki. Well, that explains it. She's like a taller, older, more motherly Amy. Apart from her hair being somewhat darker than her daughter's, there's really no mistaking the resemblance. Sorry, I'm Hisao. Hisao Nakai. Nice to meet you. I'm Rin Tezuka. Mrs. Ibarazaki laughs again. She really does resemble her offspring, and then leans back a little on her seat and raises an eyebrow. So, now that we all know each other, how long have you and Rin been dating? Ah, haha, yes. I think this part was also mentioned in Amy's route, because in Amy's route, I think Meiko also mistook, Hisao and Rin to be dating, except that in Amy's route, obviously, Hisao is not dating Rin, so clearly in denial, but here, it's a different thing. Although, yeah, they are not dating, but, Hisao has feelings for RIN? My response consists of silence as my brain suddenly lurches into gear. But just before I can begin to utter a hastily babbled explanation, Amy's mother bursts into laughter again. Ha! You're a blusher, aren't you? Ah, like mother, like daughter. I don't know if there's any way to keep my dignity in this situation, so I settle for mumbled response. We're not. I know, but it's funny to watch you squirm. I'm sorry. Forgive an old woman her amusements. She chuckles again to herself. Old woman? She sure doesn't look that old to me. I suppose I can let it go. How kind of you. It's starting. Alright, it's starting. Alright, yeah. I direct my attention to the track where they're preparing for the first sprint. It looks like the 400-meter dash. Let me see if I can fast forward this. I think... Nope. We can't fast forward this. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure we have read through this part before in Amy's route, but anyway. Yeah, we remember this posture, and they all start running, and then Amy finishes first. Yeah. My eyes scan the runners before finding Amy. She's smiling with an almost cocky look on her face. Right, the starter raises his pistol. Amy explodes off the block, disappearing from the starting line in a blur. It's amazing. Even as the other sprinters converge on the lanes closest to the inside line, Amy surges to the front of the pack. By the time she rounds the final turn, a few of the other runners have caught up with her. But she puts on a final burst of speed that leaves them at least a half second behind. Mrs. Ibarazaki whoops and shouts, applauding wildly, and generally looking like any other parent cheering on their child. Amy bounces off the track, looking pleased with herself. Well, I think this part is all too familiar, but I think later, probably, yeah, there won't be that part where, Hisao asks Mrs. Ibarazaki about, Amy's father, where is he? Yeah, probably he will be asking that in this route, in RIN's route. I cheer right along with the rest of them. The announcer, sounding suspiciously like Misha, gleefully gives the result. I think she's gotten faster since the last time. Yeah, it's all repeated. I remember reading this part. That was incredible. Mrs. Ibarazaki grins proudly. Amy's a heck of a runner. We fall silent as the next event prepares to start. I'm surprised to see Amy striding out onto the track again. Wait, didn't she just run? Amy's mother nods. Yes, but she runs multiple events for the team, especially the sprints. It's a lot of running, but Amy can handle it. From the looks of things, she's right. Yeah, but in Amy's route, that's not the case. Amy doesn't appear to be tired, as if she hadn't run the previous event at all. If not for the sweat visible on her shirt, you'll never know. Which event is this? It's the 200-meter dash. She'll do this one, the 100-meter, and the relay. I see. Once again the pistol sounds, and once again Amy flies off the block. A thumping sound draws my attention away from the race. It's RIN's foot. Ah yes, she seems completely absorbed in the race. Amy's mother cheers again, and I assume that the race is over. Sprints don't seem to me that like they'll take very long to complete, but it's a once in a lifetime thing, It's like, it's so quick, just like in the Olympics, even though it's so quick, it means a lot, Yeah. Your foot, RIN? Your foot was bouncing on the bleachers. Oh, you seem pretty into this stuff. I'm surprised. I thought you said this wouldn't be exciting. I suppose you're right. It's not that interesting. But I'm watching Amy. Not a spot. Yeah, I remember RIN saying this too in Amy's route. I don't follow. Why don't you follow Hisao? Even though I know RIN is a person that is hard to follow, but at least this much I think I can follow. I mean, sometimes it's not just watching the sport, but watching the person, cheering for the person. You are there for the person, right? Amy's the most Amy when she runs out. Now this doesn't make sense. You don't get to see Amy at her Amiest very often, but I kind of get what she means at the same time. But here, you can. See? She directs my attention towards the track again, where the 100-meter dash is about to start. I watch Amy closely. As she gets onto the starter blocks, her whole body seems to relax, but it's a forced relaxation. I can see that she's actually like a coiled spring. As the starter tells everyone to get set, her head snaps up and her eyes narrow slightly. And with that smile, her mouth curls upward in what could be a grin and could be a growl. When the pistol goes off, it's as if she's been unleashed from a cage, like she was always moving at this blinding speed, but we couldn't see it happening until the starter's pistol dispelled the illusion of motionlessness. As soon as she crossed the finish line, the fierce look was replaced by her normal grin. The conquering general returning to his farm. I don't think I remember reading this particular line. Amazing. She's really amazing. I've never seen someone move that fast. Well, don't look at me. I'm far too relaxed to run that fast. No, I think Amy's prowess all came from her father's side. At the mention of Amy's father, Mrs. Ibarazaki looks wistful, almost sad. He got her into running, you know. Ah, really? I didn't know that. I leave it at that, and don't say anything for a little while. I get the feeling this is something personal I shouldn't talk about, yeah. But this is the part where it kind of differs a bit, because in Amy's route, I think Hisao kind of asks a bit more, and then from there, it kind of learns that. Actually, I don't think at this point in Amy's route, Hisao actually figured out, actually know that it was what she was talking about is. No, actually, no, wait. In Amy's route, no, he did learn that Amy's father has passed on, yes. But here, because it's RIN's route, it's not Amy's route, so, you know, Hisao didn't pry further, so yeah, that's the part that differs. A beeping noise suddenly emanates from Mrs. Ibarazaki's pocket. Reaching into it, she pulls out her cell phone and looks at it. Yeah, and it's the part where she has to answer a call and say, you know, tell Amy, I saw everything. Okay, I have to go. Bye. Yeah, you know. Honestly, text messages? What is he, 16? Actually, I think I still haven't figured out who this he is. Not that I know of, anyway. Oh, nothing? I've got to go meet up with a friend of mine. Okay, it's just a friend. Will you tell Amy I'm very proud of her and that I'll call her later tonight? Of course. Okay, right. While waiting for the relay to start, I peer at RIN. She seems uninterested in her surroundings, myself included. This is the part where I think, yeah, this is the part where it's different really, because now we just focus on RIN. That remark she made before is still stuck in my head. Amy's the most Amy when she runs. It does make sense now that I think about it, yeah. After seeing her run now, I can believe that Amy gives her all on the track. But it's all for kind of the wrong reasons if you have played Amy's route. Sports are more than a hobby or even a competition to her. They're a defining aspect of her life. What about RIN then? Does she feel the same way about art? Considering the persistence she displayed before the festival, I could easily believe it. Did I see RIN at her most RIN when she was painting the mural? The relay is about to begin, but I don't see Amy anywhere. I thought Amy ran the relay. She runs anchor? So she won't be running for a while yet? The last runner. Did you see it? Huh? Amy and her Amias? Okay, this part I've read before as well. Maybe. Maybe this time. The race begins and I cheer Amy's teammates along as they pass the baton. Finally, I see Amy sprinting onto the track to take the final handoff. Once again, I'm taken aback by how graceful she looks when she runs. It really is beautiful. The look of determination and fearlessness on her face only adds to the picture. Amy at her Amiest, I suppose. Amy flies across the finishing line with a great leap, just barely ahead of the next runner, but still in first. Well, let's go down. Gotta count the Victor. See if you can find a Laura branch. That's not going to be easy. Rin shrugs. At least we tried. Amy is surrounded by her teammates, all of them congratulating her on the run. Rin seems to be waiting for Amy to notice that she's arrived. It doesn't seem her style to draw attention to herself, or to emote beyond shrugging. Being more impatient than Rin, I wave to Amy in her state. She looks up and grins happily at us. Hey, you showed up! We would have brought you a crown of laurels, but you still didn't find one. Neither did you. It wasn't my job to do. When did we assign jobs? When I said, see if you can find a laurel branch. Try to keep up. I shrug. Guess Rin's rubbing off of me. Seems it's my fault after all, Amy. Amy laughs at Rin and me. It's okay. I'm sure you make it up to me somehow. Ah, sure. Good. So, how do I look? Very impressive. Amy seems pleased with this assessment. I don't mention how much more impressive her performance is given her legs. I figure she knows that already. Besides, it seems like it would take away from her effort somehow. Great to hear. I was worried that I looked a little slow on the relay. But yes, I did fine, huh? Amy giggles and then seems to remember something. Oh, before I forget, Rin and I are going to do something next Saturday as a post-track meet celebration. Oh, I think this is something that wasn't in Amy's route. Something about post-track meet celebration. Yeah, I don't remember that. You should come along. Normally we do it the day after, but since today is Sunday, I've got homework and class and other stuff to take care of. Oh sure, I'd love to. Or maybe I forgot that maybe it did happen in Amy's route, but I can't remember. Wait, it's a promise then. Oh right, your mom wanted to say she's proud of you. She'll call you later tonight. I thought I saw her in the stands. I'm glad she made it. Hey Amy, you're gonna miss the medal ceremony. Oh yeah, thanks. She turns to Rin and myself. You don't have to stick around for this part. It takes forever. Besides, you should get cracking on your homework now if you don't want to be up late, Hisao. Amy skips back to her teammates, leaving me and Rin by ourselves. Neither of us has the slightest interest in the post-competition ceremonies, so we silently get back, or rather get away and back to the quad. Rin yawns without even trying to restrain herself and shuffles her feet around restlessly. I feel awkward, but less so than if I was with someone else. Still, I'm left hanging, not knowing what I should say next. Okay, so anyway, this part is after the track meet, because I thought I would just skip a bit, because clearly the whole track meet, we have seen that before in Amy's route. So if you want to know, if you have kind of forgotten what happened in Amy's in the track meet, you can just check back on Amy's route in the track meet, that particular episode, and then before coming back here. So Amy was great, wasn't she? She was great. I'm very jealous of her. Why? Like I said, don't you think it's great to be able to really be yourself? It sounds weird coming from Rin. I don't think you of all people should have trouble finding a way to express yourself. Don't you have your paintings? She turns to look at me. For the first time, I see in her eyes this strange, hollow expression that I think must be unique to her. No, you see, the problem is that I'm not really sure who I am. Identity crisis? And that's a pretty abrupt end. Okay.